and welcome to our second quarter. In music, after we study the Southeast Asian music, we will now go to East Asian music. Let's begin. Ni hao, annyeongsayo, konnichiwa. Are you familiar with that languages? If you are familiar with them, they are the languages of these East Asian country that we are going to discuss. And they are the China, Ni hao, annyeongsayo for Korean, and konnichiwa for Japanese, which all means hello. Now, let's go to China. In Chinese music, the characteristics are highly influenced by Confucius. Confucius is a philosopher in China. Believes music is the greatest or the highest sense of calming passion, makes them relax. Believes music dispel unrest and lust. Sounds influence the harmony of the universe. Feng Shui or Feng Shui came from China. So maybe their music is influenced also by Feng Shui. Opposed music performed solely for entertainment. Now, let us listen to the sample music of China, and please do take note of its characteristics. The title of the sample music is Mulin Hua, which means jasmine flower. This is a traditional Chinese music.
好一朵美丽的茉莉花儿，好一朵美丽的茉莉花儿，芬芳美丽满枝桠，又香又白人人夸。让我来将你摘下，送给别人家。茉莉花，茉莉花。
Now, let's talk about Japan music. Traditional Japanese music is meditative in character, very slow in pace. Music is highly ritualized. It is based on interval of reading and not on mathematical timing. Performance, usually spiritual in character, performed in festivals, work, dance, love, and regional song. Attain self-mastery by mastering the instrument. Now, let us listen to the popular folk song of Japan. The title is Sakura. Sakura means a cherry blossom. This is a famous tree in Japan.
Sakura, Sakura, yayoi no sora wa miwatasu kagiri, kasumi ka kumo ka, nihoi zo izu, Isaya, Isaya, ni yukan.
K-pop fans, let us study the traditional or folk song of Korean music. The characteristic has bright rhythms and melodies. Music is classified into two types. The first one is what we call the Chong-ak, means right music and for men with high social status. This could be the government or the rich and famous in Korea before. Second type is what we call the Song-ak or Min Sogak, which is music is vital and energetic and for lower or general public, which means pangmasa. Pansori is a kind of sogak presented by skilled vocal singers and drummers. Now, let us listen to the sample music of Korea and please do take note of its characteristics. This one is what we call a rirang, which means the heel.
Before we understand the elements of music, we should understand first what is music. Let's define music. Sabi dito, music is vocal or instrumental sounds, or both, combined in such a way as to produce beauty of form, harmony, and expression of emotion. So, ang musika daw ay isang tunog. Maaring itong vocal or boses, ginagamitan ng boses, instrumental, o ginagamitan ng instruments. At ang pinaka-common, syempre, parehas. May kumakanta o may boses at meron ding instruments. Kaso, hindi lahat ng naririnig natin pwede nating masabing music. Kailangan daw ito ay nagpo-produce ng beauty of form. Sabihin, may kaayusan pag pinakinggan. Harmony, nagkakaisa. Kaya maganda sa pandinig. And there is an expression of emotion. At the end of the music, dapat nararamdaman natin kung anong gustong iparating sa atin ng music. The second definition, these are sounds that has expression of thoughts, ideas, and emotions. Ito ang pagkakaiba ng music or music sa ingay o sa tunog. Ang music daw ay pwedeng magpahayag ng kaisipan o ng idea o di naman kaya emosyon. Kaya nga, kapag tayo ay nakikinig ng paborito nating music, kuminsan tayo sumasaya o kuminsan naman tayo ay naiiyak. Kasi nararamdaman natin yung connection sa music at nagkakaroon ng iba't ibang emosyon na hindi kayang gawin ng isang ordinaryong tunog o kaya ingay. That is music. Pero, hindi lang yun ang definition ng music. Para masabi din natin ang music o ang tunog ay isang music, kinakailangan may elemento ng music. So what is the element of or elements of music? So elements of music are building blocks of music. Without them, music would not exist. Ang elements of music daw ay ang mga elemento na bumubuo mismo sa musika. Kung wala mismo ang mga elementong ito, hindi natin pwedeng tawagin na ang tunog ay musika. At dapat din natin tandaan na the definite characteristic of music is the elements of music. Kaya naman, masasabi natin na ang tunog ay music kapag merong elements of music. Ang tanong, ano-ano nga ba ang elemento ng music? So, meron tayong 6 na ibibigay. Let's have the first one. The first one is timbre. When we say timbre, it refers to quality or tone of the sound. So, sa pinakamadaling paliwanag, ito daw yung kwalidad ng tunog na napoproduce ng isang tao o instrumento. Anong klaseng tunog ba ang naririnig mo? It identifies the different types of sound production such as choir voices and musical instrument. So para mas madali nating maintindihan ng timbre, ito ay kung anong boses ang naririnig mo. Dahil hindi lahat ng tao ay magkakapareho ng boses at hindi lahat ng instrument ay magkakapareho ng tunog. Halimbawa, iba ang tunog ng lalaki sa babae. At ang lalaki naman, hindi rin magkakaboses. Magkakaiba ng boses. Timbre ang tawag doon. Ganon din sa mga babae. Ganon din sa instrument. Kung mapapansin natin, kapag tumugtog tayo ng gitara, o hindi naman kaya ng piano, magkaiba sila ng tunog. Ganon din ang violin, ganon din ang drums. Hindi sila magkaparehas. Ang tawag doon, timbre. Kapag ang tinatanong ay timbre, meron lang tayong 3 option para ma-describe siya sa pinakamadaling paraan. Number 1 is vocal. Ang ibig sabihin nito with voices. Ibig sabihin, kapag daw narinig mo yung music at meron lang kumakanta, vocal lang yun. Wala kang kahit anong naririnig kung hindi kanta lang o tao lang kumakanta. Second one is instrumental. Ito naman, walang kumakanta. Pero may instruments ka naririnig. Ang tawag doon, instrumental. And then yung pinakasikat, both vocal and instrumental or simply both. Ibig sabihin, habang may kumakanta, may instrument. So kapag meron akong pinarinig sa inyong music, kapag may kumakanta at tumutugtog, ang sagot doon, both vocal and instrument. Ang timbre. Kapag naman kumakanta lang, vocal lang. Kapag naman instruments lang, instrumental. That is timbre. Second element is pitch. It refers to the highness, lowness of the sound. So pag sinabi natin pitch, taas at baba ng tunog. So alam natin na merong mga kanta o mga tunog na mataas at meron din mababa. Ang tawag doon ay pitch. Kapag narinig mo na mataas ang tono ng music, ang tawag doon high pitch or simply high. Kapag naman narinig mo, tama lang, not so high, not so low sound, ang tawag doon moderate or moderate pitch. Kapag naman mababa or mababang mababa, ang tawag doon low pitch or low sound. So kapag tinatanong kayo, what is the pitch? Ang sagot nyo lang 3. High, moderate, or low. The third element is dynamics. It refers to loudness and quietness of sound or simply called volume. So kapag nanonood tayo ng TV, pag gusto nating lakasan dahil mahina, we are referring to the volume or dynamics. Kapag naman naiingayan tayo, hihinaan natin. Ang tawag dun sa music, dynamics. Kasi sa music, pwede kang tumugtog ng mahina, pwede ka rin tumugtog ng malakas. Pwede kang kumanta ng malakas, pwede ka rin kumanta ng mahina. Ang tawag dun, dynamics. Meron kang tatlong pagpipilian dyan para ma-describe siya. Halimbawa, kapag narinig mo ang tunog at hindi siya malakas, at feeling mo ay masarap siya sa tenga, na para bang lumulutang ka sa ere, tawag doon, soft dynamics. Ito yung mga pampatulog na tunog. Yan, or mellow sound na tinatawag. The second one is moderate. So, hindi siya malakas, hindi rin siya mahina. Reasonable volume of sound lang siya. And then, the last one is loud. Sabihin, malakas. Yung tipong pag narinig mo, kaya malakas kasi marami ka naririnig. That is high volume or loud. That is dynamics. Fourth is tempo. It refers to the speed of pace of underlying beat. So, ang tempo daw, ang bilis at bagal ng tunog. So, meron lang din yan tatlo. Alam natin to. Pwede kang kumanta ng mabagal. Pwede kang tumugtog ng mabagal. Ang tawag doon, slow tempo. Kasi nga, mabagal yung pace ng tunog. Pag naman moderate, ibig sabihin, hindi mabilis, hindi rin naman mabagal. And then, pag sinabi natin fast, ito naman yung mabilis o mabilis na tunog. That is tempo. Ang panglima, duration. It refers to the amount of time or how long or short a note, phrase, section, or composition lasts. So, isa ito sa pinakamadaling elemento. Gaano katagal ba ang musika? So, malalaman natin yan sa tatlong paraan. So, kapag daw nakinig ka at wala pang 1 minuto yung pinakinggan mo, short daw yun. Short duration. Kapag naman gumamit ka ng oras at sumobra na sa 1 minuto at umabot ng hanggang 2 minuto, average daw yun. Ang mga average, ito yung mga MTV o di naman kaya mga kanta na napapakinggan natin sa radyo. Usually, 2 minutes siya. And then we have long. Ito naman yung mga habang kanta, especially medley. Pag sinabi medley, mga 3 kanta o 4 na kanta na pinagsama-sama, kaya humaba na sobra. So that is duration. Kapag sumobra na ng 3 minuto o mahigit, long duration na ang tawag doon. So kapag tinatanong kayo ng duration, yan 3 lang ang isasagot. Last one is the texture. It refers to the number of sounds in the music. So gaano ba karaming tunog ang naririnig mo sa isang music? Yun daw ang texture. So kapag manipis, sabihin, malamang, onti lang narinig mong tunog. Kapag naman dumadami, kumakapal yung tunog. Kumakapal yung texture. Meron daw 3 paraan para ma-determine ang texture. Actually, 5 to, pero babawasan natin ng 2 para mas madali. So, meron tayong tinatawag na monophonic. Pag sinabing monophonic, ito ay single layer of sound. Ibig sabihin, isang tunog lang ang naririnig mo. Pag sinabi mo namang homophonic, ito naman ay single layer of sound with one accompaniment. Ibig sabihin, usually, 2 tunog ang naririnig mo. Halimbawa ng monophonic muna tayo. Kumakanta ka mag-isa. That is monophonic. Kasi isa ka lang. Tumutugtog ka mag-isa. That is monophonic. Homophonic. Kumakanta ka, tapos nag-gitara ka. 2 na kayo. Yung gitara mo at pati ikaw, homophonic. 2 kayong kumakanta, homophonic. 2 kayong tumutugtog, homophonic. Third one is polyphonic. 3 or more layers of sounds ang narinig mo. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang 2 narinig mo. May nagda-drums, may nagpa-piano, may nag-organ, at kung ano-ano pa. Ang tawag na doon ay polyphonic. Kaya kapag texture ang tinatanong, lagi yung tatandaan, 3 lang yan. Monophonic, homophonic, and polyphonic.
Let's begin with the Japanese instrument, the percussion instrument called suzumi. This is an instrument that makes a sound when it is hit, shaken, or scrapped. We have the Japanese hourglass-shaped drum. This suzumi is held on the player's right shoulder and hit fingers on the right hand, usually used in both no and kabuki performances. The no and the kabuki performances is a theater mask performance in Japan. Let's go to a string instrument of Japan. We have koto. Remember that string instrument is any musical instrument that produces sound by the vibration of stretched strings. For this koto, this is a 13-string zither, usually used in an ensemble in gagaku or a solo instrument. It is played by plucking strings with a thumb. Okay, remember, koto is being played by plucking the strings. Another string instrument is the shamisen. This is a plucked string instrument. Its construction follows a model similar to a guitar, but it has only 3 strings. The sound of shamisen is very noticeable in the anime of Japan, particularly the Naruto. Now let's go to wind instrument. Wind instrument is any musical instrument that uses air as the primary vibrating medium for the production of sound. And their famous wind instrument is the shinobu. This is a Japanese transverse flute that has a high-pitched sound. This is very famous as well on the anime of Japan. And you can always hear the sound of Shinobu on the anime called Naruto. Now let's proceed to the Chinese musical instrument. And let's begin with the percussion instrument called yunlo. Yunlo, literally cloud of gongs. It is a set of 10 small tune gongs mounted in a wooden frame. So Chinese also has a set of gongs, like in the Southeast Asian countries, and they called it yunlo. Now, for the string instrument, they have the zeng. Zeng is an ancient Chinese instrument that has an arched surface and an elongated trapezoid with 13 to 21 strings stretched over individual bridges. So as you can see, it has a total of 13 to 21 strings. And look at the bridges on those strings. But as you can see, Zeng has a similarity with the Japanese instrument as well. Another string instrument is the erhu. This is a 2 string fiddle, and one of the most popular Chinese instruments. So, as you can see on the picture, it has a bow. So this string instrument uses bow to produce sounds. Now let's go to wind instrument. They called it dizi. This is a traditional Chinese flute with 6 holes. The player plays the dizi by blowing across the mouthpiece and produces the different notes by stopping the 6 holes. And now, let's go to Korea. And let's begin with their percussion instrument, chango. Chango is a Korean hourglass-shaped body drum with 2 heads made from animal skin. You know, observing chango, it has also a similarity from the Japanese hourglass-shaped drum. Now, let's talk about the string instrument called gyomungo. This 6-string pluck zither with both bridges and frets. Familiar with it? Yes, it is also most likely similar to the Chinese instrument. And it has also bridges, as you can see. Another string instrument is what we call the haegum. This 2-string vertical fiddle has a rod-like neck, a hollow wooden soundbox, 2 silk strings, and is held vertically on the knees of the performer and played with a bow. Now let's go to wind instrument called piri. This one is used in both folk and classical music of Korea. In the typical piri, there are 8 finger holes on the bamboo body. 7 of the finger holes are on the front and 1 is on the back for the thumb. Well, that's all for today. So, for your assignment, I would like you to search on the internet on the sound of each instrument that we have discussed. Remember, your assignment is to check and to observe and to listen to the sounds of the instruments that we have discussed for today. That's all, class. Thank you and God bless.